Have you ever wondered if we could create life from scratch? Not just manipulate existing life, but actually design its cell by cell, gene by gene, bringing entirely new organisms into existence. Sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? But what if I told you that scientists are already doing this in the lab today? Stay with me until the end of this video, because what you'll discover about synthetic biology and the creation of artificial life might completely change how you see the future of biology and maybe even life itself. Welcome to SCI Discovery Chronicles, where we unravel the mysteries of science and explore the cutting edge of human knowledge. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating and controversial world of synthetic biology, the science of creating life from scratch. From designing custom DNA sequences to building self-replicating cells, synthetic biology is opening doors that were once thought impossible. But what does this mean for humanity? Are we playing God or simply unlocking the fundamental code of life? Let's find out. What is synthetic biology? Synthetic biology is not just genetic engineering, it's a whole new level of control over life itself. Traditional genetic engineering involves modifying existing organisms by adding or removing genes. Synthetic biology, on the other hand, takes things much further. Scientists are now designing and building entire genomes from scratch, creating life forms that have never existed in nature. It all starts with DNA, the fundamental blueprint of life. By using powerful tools like CRISPR and DNA synthesis machines, scientists can assemble long strings of genetic code, introducing entirely new functions and traits into organisms. In 2010, scientists led by Dr. Craig Venter made history by creating the first synthetic bacterial cell, named Mycoplasma laboratorium. They didn't just modify an existing organism, they created an entirely new one by designing and assembling its DNA from scratch. But synthetic biology isn't limited to bacteria. Researchers are working on creating synthetic yeast, algae, and even more complex organisms. The goal? To create life forms that can solve some of humanity's biggest challenges, from producing clean energy to developing new medicines and even reversing environmental damage. How do scientists create artificial life? So, how exactly do scientists create artificial life in the lab? Designing the genome, it starts on a computer. Scientists use bioinformatics software to design DNA sequences tailored to perform specific functions. These sequences might include instructions for producing proteins, resisting viruses, or even breaking down toxic chemicals. Synthesizing DNA. Once the genome is designed, it's time to create it physically. DNA synthesis machines assemble the genetic code letter by letter until the full genome is constructed. Booting up the cell, the synthetic genome is then inserted into a host cell where it takes over the cell's machinery, effectively bringing the new organism to life. When the cell starts to grow and divide, the synthetic genome is functioning. Life has been created from scratch. Programming and tweaking, synthetic biologists can modify these new organisms to perform specific tasks. For example, bacteria can be programmed to produce biofuels, clean up oil spills, or manufacture new antibiotics. The implications of synthetic life, creating life in the lab, raises some profound questions, both scientific and ethical. On the one hand, synthetic biology offers enormous potential. Imagine creating bacteria that can eat plastic waste, or algae that produce renewable energy. Scientists are already working on synthetic microbes that can manufacture rare medicines and even repair damaged human tissue. But there's a darker side, too. If synthetic life escapes from the lab, could it evolve into something harmful? Could synthetic organisms disrupt ecosystems or outcompete natural life forms? And what about biosecurity? The ability to create life from scratch raises concerns about bioterrorism and the misuse of synthetic organisms. Governments and regulatory bodies are racing to catch up, establishing guidelines and safety protocols for synthetic biology research. But the pace of innovation is so fast that it's difficult to predict where this technology will lead. What comes next? The future of synthetic biology is filled with both promise and uncertainty. Scientists are now working on creating synthetic multicellular organisms and exploring how to design artificial intelligence like behavior into biological systems. Imagine a future where synthetic organisms could repair damaged ecosystems, generate food in harsh environments, or even terraform other planets. But with great power comes great responsibility. How will we handle the ethical and ecological consequences of creating life? Will synthetic biology be the key to solving humanity's biggest problems, or will it unleash unintended consequences we can't control? One thing is certain: synthetic biology is no longer science fiction. It's happening right now. And as we continue to unlock the secrets of life, we may soon find ourselves not just discovering life, but designing it. What do you think about the idea of creating life from scratch? Is it a technological breakthrough or a dangerous path? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into synthetic biology, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the frontiers of science. Stick around because in the next video, we'll explore how AI and biology are merging to create a new era of bioengineering. You won't want to miss it.